Hey everyone, it's Kimberly Miller, your holistic health expert. And I just wanted to record some updates based on some emotional stress I was having last night. And it wasn't true emotional stress, it was just frustration with the ways of the world. I did a house call with a beautiful family, a really good heart, working hard, attempting to do the right thing. And I was listening to their story. I was going through their health paperwork, seeing their diagnoses, their medication, the lack of information that they received. And these individuals were in their late teens, early 20s. And I was looking at this, and 25 years ago, when I was just in the general fitness industry, I would rarely get a 60 or 70-year-old with one or two of those diagnoses. And now the average person in their late teens, early 20s are getting diagnoses that sometimes our 70, 80-year-olds didn't receive or wouldn't have received even 20 years ago. And so I'm sitting here listening to them and seeing where all the breakdowns were in each professional that they went to, where there's misinformation, where there was judgment, where there was lack of listening, lack of knowing, just regurgitating information by the medical professional. And I had to stop them at one point and tell them that I was having a difficult time getting through the session, not because of them, but because it's so difficult to see the amount of negligence and ignorance happening in our current medical community. And to see what these individuals have been through, that we're seeking advice, that we're going to the professionals, that we're doing the best that they can, not intentionally trying to harm themselves, like exercising to try to live well, eating to try to live well, doing their best to keep a good spirit, but they were being given the wrong plan and they weren't being heard and they were being judged, or again, like maybe a 5-minute session. But when I looked at each of their health paperwork and looked at their story, it was so easy to identify where the breakdowns were, what was happening with their body. And I explained to them that I was sorry for what they had been through, that they're not as broken as they think they are, and that I can physically feel the emotional exhaustion that they are going through based on what they have suffered for the last 5 to 10, 15 years with this ignorance. So we spent 2 hours of quality time together, and to help the individual in her late teens and him in his early 20s to get answers, to see so many aha moments, to feel and know that they weren't going crazy, that there were answers, and to help them know that they will pretty much come off all their medications and they will eliminate those diagnoses, the ignorant diagnoses that they received over the next year, as long as they stay on the plan and they trust and they know how amazing their body is. They're going to see a complete evolution of their body and of their life. And I'm so glad that they're learning this now in their like late teens, early 20s. And I told them, I said, you're going to be grateful for what you know right now. You're going to go through anger, though, for the time that you've lost or what you've suffered. I said, but don't let that eat you alive. Be grateful that if we have the opportunity to live to our 90s, that, you'll have anywhere from, 5 to 6, 7 decades for you to live your best life with this wisdom. So I was grateful to meet them. I can tell you what's happening today in our medical community is absolutely disgusting. You're not really a specialist if you don't know how to tell somebody how their thyroid works or how their heart works, or that you don't understand that minerals and calories and mental and emotional stress and physical stress impacts your organ function. You're not a specialist if you're just giving labels and giving pills. That's real laziness. And I think it's time that we really need to step up on how we care about individuals, how we appreciate their money and time, how we respect them, how we don't judge them for what they're saying. This family was overtraining and undereating and gaining weight, and each physician thought they were lying. I mean, one person was exercising like almost 60 hours a week, and they thought they were lying. They weren't lying. I've been there. I've been with athletic anorexia. I've been exercise addicted, had no idea that exercise could kill you faster than a drug sometime. So to see again the amount of assumptions and judgment they faced and ignorant information they received, it was disheartening. But I pray that this message will help you in some way. We will share their success stories in the future. I will share more tips as to what they were going through and the diagnoses that they received. But know that you are most likely not broken. We're all succumbing to a synthetic society with a lot of misinformation and a lot of specialists that don't understand the body's language or how the 11 organ systems work together. If you need help, please post any questions, message me at info@healingwithexcellence.com. I am grateful to help so many be set free from this ignorant system. We really have to stop conforming to the ways of the world. Being a leader and feeling absolutely amazing is much better than suffering consistent misinformation and laziness. I hope each of you have an amazing day, and thank you so much for being here with me.